Welcome to the Golden Heart Banquet 2024, which will be held on August 3rd at Knesset Israel Synagogue in Elkins Park. With me is one of our award winners, an outstanding person named Gary Schoenberg, who is going to tell us about what he does. Thanks for being here, Gary. We're interested in hearing your story.
Thank you, Janice. It's nice to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and share a little bit about myself. And I appreciate the opportunity to be nominated for the Golden Heart Award. I appreciate all the work that you do and all of the people that contribute to this beautiful event and occasion. I can share a little bit about myself. I'm a licensed psychologist. Uh, I'm been working in the mental health field for over 40 years, and I work for a nonprofit organization in Philadelphia called Comar. I've been working with Comar in various roles and capacities over the course of my tenure with the organization, starting out doing clinical work in my early years. And then over a period of time, I became involved in doing more administrative work, which involved overseeing programs, behavioral health programs, working with people who are what I would say underserved, people with mental health challenges, people with substance abuse disorders, people who lived uh, in poverty, had housing insecurity, food insecurities. And the mission of the organization that I strongly believe in has really been to serve those people and to help improve the quality of their lives and to make sure that they have the supports and the services that so much needed to help to ensure a enhanced quality of life. So I've been a strong believer in the importance of supporting those who um, experience life perhaps from a sense of being marginalized, feeling outcast of society in some way, feeling a sense of hopelessness, despair. And I believe that one of the things that's so important is to really bring hope and to restore people's sense uh, of belonging in the world. Many of the people that we have served over the years have felt a sense of despair, disconnection. Many people from the population, the target populations that we serve, have been institutionalized. Some people with long-term institutionalization, perhaps with disorders such as schizophrenia, or people with major depressive disorders, people that have experienced homelessness and have had substance abuse challenges and potentially incarceration as well. And so creating a welcoming, supportive environment that injects a sense of hope and optimism is so important. And I truly value that. And for me, I believe that it's important to create a culture that helps to support those people who perhaps have lived lives where they experienced trauma, um, people who come from environments where they've had tremendous losses. Some people have had loved ones who abandoned them, left in early ages. Maybe they were victims of abuse or violence, and really experienced feeling a sense uh, of just complete utter despair. So that's been really a part of my calling to really help to create a loving, welcoming, supportive environment, community of people that really wrap their arms around those who feel a sense of they're forgotten, like they don't matter. And I think that that's the message that I really want to put forth. And I've always wanted to make this a part of what I believe is so essential, that everybody matters, everyone makes a difference. And I've seen people who have come from the streets and experienced incarceration or institutionalization uh, become homeowners, uh, become receive vouchers from HUD, where they had their own apartments and they receive furniture, and their sense of feeling a sense of belonging and the appreciation that people feel, the gratitude that people feel is so redeeming. So it's so fulfilling to see people their lives become more um, functional and become contributing members of society. Some people became employed. We have a program where I work. It's called the Clubhouse, and the Clubhouse model is based on an organization from New York called Fountain House. And the Fountain House model is about helping people um, who have experienced institutionalization um, become employed and to create a community around them to help them get jobs. The staff work with them um, in a way to help them become more functional in society. So this has been kind of like a springboard for me in many ways. This has been really my career. But what I've also been very much uh, interested in is creating these support groups. And I've worked with folks that have been part of the Mankind Project. And I went through the Mankind Project in 2012 when I started doing men's work. And I believe that part of my own journey is also to continue doing my own healing to help me as a man and as a human being to be more capable uh, of showing up in the world in a way that I am making a difference. And part of that is from the Mankind Project is becoming aware of my own sense of how do I serve and how do I form and create my own mission about who I am and how I want to be in the world and show up in the world. So one of the uh, one of the assignments, part of the process for me was, with the instructions, I should say, was to develop my own personal mission statement. So the personal mission statement that I created was I co-create a world of love, acceptance, and authenticity by being in integrity with myself and others. So that mission statement for me has become part of what I consider my true north. It's like a compass, and I do a daily check-in with myself each day to say, am I being in integrity? Am I living my life in a way that I want to show up in the world and live the kind of life um, that I can look back and say, yeah, I did the right thing today, or I acted in a way where I was in integrity. And so part of what I have been doing is part of the Mankind Project is participating in support groups for men. And some of the men who have been part of these support groups are men who have had maybe different challenges in their lives in different ways, men who have struggled with feeling a sense of connection with others, perhaps men who've experienced feeling a sense of despair, personal despair. Uh, and these support groups have been very valuable, and I have been part of these going since 2012, where I've been actively involved in working with other men and supporting men in their own journey to become the kind of man that they want to be men of integrity and to show up in the world in a way that they make a difference. Because I believe each one of us makes a difference one person at a time. The other thing that I've been doing is I created a group with my friend Janet Berkowitz, who is also receiving an award this evening. And Janet uh, and I created a group called Emotions in Motion. And Emotions in Motion was established for people who were struggling with mental health challenges, and feeling a sense of um, perhaps loss. And it's the thing about Emotions in Motion that made it very unique was that it involved interactions, physical interaction, role plays, theatrical kinds of engagements where people would sit down and have a conversation with a aspect of themselves or with someone holding the energy of someone in their lives that they're having struggles with and challenges, and creating a safe container where people can feel safe, that they can express themselves and they can feel heard and they can feel recognized and they could deal with and work through emotions that might be challenging for them in a safe way, and given tools, provided tools to help them to articulate and communicate and understand and recognize their basic feelings and emotions. So that's been very, very much something that I've enjoyed and been grateful to be part of. The other thing that I've been involved with, and also with Janet, is the group that we developed called the Bridge Group. And the Bridge is a model that's set up to establish communications and more of a collaborative relationship between people in the mental health uh, world, people receiving mental health services, and people that are providers of mental health services. So the Bridge model helps to bridge the gap between the person who we call sometimes the client or the patient or the person with lived experience and the provider. So to help the both parties establish a better communication, a better understanding of one another, and improving quality of the relationship. So we've done bridge presentations in various kinds of centers, behavioral health centers, conferences, schools, and I've worked with a group of people in this bridge group who there's basically been 5 of us who have given our time and have really worked to help to create and cultivate this model. That's a collaborative model to help to create authentic communication and presence. And I think that when we take a look at what does it take to really establish healthy, authentic relationships, really about being heard, feeling heard, feeling a sense that you're being seen, you're being acknowledged, you're being listened to, you're being validated, and and there's empathy. So those have been some of the aspects of what I've been doing over the course of uh, my career, and also these other kinds of activities that have been part of my life in terms of how uh, I try to make a difference in how I show up in the world and how I support and help others.
That's beautiful, Gary. And I think you're one of the most compassionate and skilled people that I have met. And I've been impressed with you since I met you. I just knew that this was what you're about. And you demonstrated. And now you're helping, and you've helped so many people for so many years. Um, I'm very excited that you are here for this banquet this year. And I think everybody should, read more about you and watch the video. So thank you so much. It's Gary Schoenberg, and he is a licensed psychologist doing all kinds of things, including the Bridge program and working with all kinds of people. I think he's really amazing. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you so much.